Ken Silvestri, Broadway Limited Imports. The 2014 Broadway Limited catalog is here. It's filled with a lot of good equipment. There's a lot of information. There's paint schemes, there's road numbers and specifications for all our products. Now, go to your dealer and pick one up. Dealers, go to your distributors if you need more. If you have any trouble getting the catalog, contact us and we'll make sure you get one. Now I'd like to show you what I believe is the most beautiful passenger car train in the United States and perhaps even the world. And that's the Southern Pacific Daylight passenger car. Look at the detail on this. The vestibules collapse. It has the antenna on the top, great underneath detail, very, very crisp painting. Now let me show you the three-car set and how it articulates. Here, Bob Gruber and the engineering team did an elegant job in making this car work. Now watch as this is like would simulate an S-curve. And you can see how it goes and how the diaphragms just look so beautiful and prototypical. Now here's Bob Gruber to show you more of the details of these wonderful cars.
One of the defining features of the SP Daylight train are the full-width diaphragms. Now those are particularly difficult to model because, relatively speaking, the radius of curvature on a model layout is much, much tighter than on a real train. And so we do quite a few things to make the diaphragms still look right, yet be able to go around a 22-inch radius curve. Now one of the things that we do is on the Daylight cars, we have what we call a kinematic coupler. And what it is a mechanism. We don't just put a coupler on there. It's a mechanism that when you go around a curve, it makes the couplers extend slightly. And what that does is it lets the cars be coupled nice and close on a straight, but when they go around a curve, they start to widen ever so slightly. Okay. Another thing that we spent a lot of effort on is the diaphragms themselves. Now what was available in the market before was a flexible diaphragm, but you'll notice it didn't have the little stripes on it, and they're fairly stiff. If you put the paint on too thick, it makes the diaphragm stiff, and it'll tend to push the car off the track in the curves. And then on the articulated cars, another feature of the Daylight trains, these articulated cars, they're 2- and 3-car sets, and they are permanently coupled, and the two cars ride on a shared truck, and there's an articulating mechanism in between that we worked quite a bit on. Again, it's got internally kinematic couplers so that as it goes around a curve, the cars actually separate a little bit as they curve. And what that lets us do is have the full-width diaphragm that doesn't have a gap as you go around the curve. All of the Daylight cars have full interior lighting, and it's LED lighting. There's a lot of lights in these cars, so the use of LEDs draws less current, so most people are able to run it with a standard transformer. We also put a circuit in each car that prevents the lights from flickering due to minor drops in track voltage. One of the cars that I wanted to show is the observation car. This is a Broadway Limited part number 1590, and it's DCC controlled, and it's got a lighted drum head, lighted interior, lighted marker lights, and it's also got a red Mars light in the back. And that Mars light is controllable with DCC function 7, and for DCC users it's on all the time. Unless you have a DC master, the aux button will turn that light on and off. The rest of the lights are all controlled by function 0, which is normally the headlight function, and that's also programmable. If you wanted to turn on individual lights for whatever reason, you can set those to come on and off with a different function button.
The first thing you will probably notice is the car interiors are different colors from one car to the next. On our models, we've painted the floors, tables, and seats accurately to match the real cars. In real life, these colors varied from car to car, and we've used the same colors for each car that the SP Railroad specified for the real cars. In order to achieve this, our seats and tables are separately applied detail parts. This takes a lot of extra time and effort, but as you can see, this results in a very attractive interior. Another attractive feature of the cars is that the interior structures are accurate representations of the real cars. On our articulated dining car, for example, we have a dining compartment, an accurately modeled kitchen, and a coffee car. The kitchen has counters and stoves in the standard locations, and the dining and coffee cars have prototypical tables and chairs for passengers. We were able to create these cars with the help of a knowledgeable friend named Jeff Cawthon. Jeff is one of the foremost experts on the Southern Pacific Railroad in our industry, and I'd like to thank him especially for his contributions to a successful project.
Well, aren't those the most beautiful, coolest passenger cars ever? And in my mind, they capture the essence of the California coast in the 1940s and the 1950s. Well, thanks again, and until next time, happy railroading.